You might have a second one coming to you.
3 TRs played before with him the first time.
Okay, he just respawned. What the fuck? No. Welcome back to another video. TikTak here, bringing you FROSTNITE, the culmination of a year and a half worth of work for Epic Games. These events, believe it or not, when they first came out, were 4.5 hours long per event. If you wanted the best reward, you needed to survive for 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours for one mission. It was absurd. This is, like I said, the culmination of a year and a half worth of work, and the missions have been getting shorter, and they've been listening to their community and what we want. And I gotta admit, A, this is the best event they've ever had, and B, it's getting pretty good, and it's a lot of fun. Now, I normally don't bring you guys meta videos anymore, but I feel like this is hard enough to where you might need a little help. If you're doing the level 100 mission, this thing scales ridiculously fast and ridiculously high. So I'm going to bring you guys some help. I'm going to tell you what characters you might want to use, where the spawns are, what you might do to increase your chances to win. We're going to go over that right now. We're going to jump right into it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask after the video in the comments below. I'll get to everything. If you guys want to run through it with me, join me on stream. I'll drag you in. We can play as well. So let's start off with what heroes are considered meta for this. Every character is usable, but there are definitely some that are better than others. First up, the best heroes in the game are Outlanders. First time, really ever. Although Reclaimer and Enforcer have been meta for a little bit, this is the first event that they really shine in. See, FROSTNITE really depletes your resources really fast, and on top of that, everything scales, so the health on the objects is insane. I think a llama had 37,000 health, and even 4 of us beating on it, I don't even think we did it. So just know that having a punch to instantly break things down is going to help you immensely. You can use Enforcer, Reclaimer, or Beetlejuice. Those are the 3 that I would highly recommend, as their ability damage is fantastic, and Beetlejuice with her pistol damage is really good for taking down the bigger targets. If you have something like a bald eagle or anything that hits really hard, that's going to help you out as well. Also, make sure they have phase shift. Phase shift helps you traverse the map insanely fast, farming all those materials that you might need. In this case, a soldier doesn't work out too well because you just don't have the time to just focus down and kill a target. You need to farm, and farming is the most important aspect of this. If you don't have any materials, you can't build any traps, nor can you build any guns. So make sure you play a Reclaimer. If you're playing with 4 people, make sure at least 2 to 3 of you are playing an Outlander. Not a Reclaimer, apologies, an Outlander. Any one that I have mentioned is fine. Whichever fits your playstyle best, pick that one. But these are definitely your top class for FROSTNITE. Next up, one of you might want to bring a constructor, and we're talking 2 here. Machinist Harper and Heavy Bass Kyle. You need these characters because once you get to around wave 10, everything is going to one-shot your walls. Anywhere your walls might be, they're going to one-shot them. Lobbers in this case are extremely annoying to deal with, as the purple head lobbers will one-shot almost a tier 3 wall, I believe. At least at like a level 100 and 140, they get damn close. So you definitely want to bring either Machinist Harper or Heavy Bass Kyle. Both of them have amazing base perks, and they can really help the DPS that you're going to need, because trust me, you're going to make so many gas traps, your head is going to spin. You need to put them everywhere, because eventually your guns just don't do enough damage and you have to rely on something else. The last character you may want to bring, the last hero that deserves a spot in here, at least in my eyes, is one soldier. So your team would look like one constructor, 2 outlanders, and 1 soldier. And what 2 soldiers do I suggest? Well, of course, it's going to be Rio and Headhunter. Rio and Headhunter are very high single target damage heroes with debilitating stacks that really apply and help your team apply more damage more consistently and much faster. When you have 4 smashers barreling down into your base, it's really helpful to have somebody that can pop Warcry, and you guys can take them out a lot quicker than you normally would. Having one of these characters is so beneficial that it will save your butt a lot of times. So out of all these characters, you can mix and match any which way you want. In fact, I'm sure you can do it without any of these, at least to the 45-minute mark. But once you go beyond that, the game gets ridiculous. Like literally ridiculous, almost unbeatable. I believe the world record right now is 2 hours and 3 minutes of hanging in there and surviving. And before we move on, just a heads up, if you plan on trying to hit that 45-minute mark at level 100, the 7th or 8th wave, right before that 45-minute mark, is one-shotting takers. If you get hit by any of these takers, you are dead. You cannot respawn until the round is over, and someone must hang on to get you into the next round so the team can come back. So now you know what characters are considered meta and probably the best ones to use. Let's check out where the enemies are going to spawn so you have a better idea of how to handle everything. The first rule about FROSTNITE is you do not talk about FROSTNITE. Insert joke there. Actually, the first rule about FROSTNITE is farm, farm, farm. You're going to need so many resources that it's kind of insane, and you're still going to run out of everything, especially planks, nuts and bolts, and things to craft gas traps. These are the things that you desperately need, and every single time you have a chance to head out there, even if it's just to grab 1 or 2 herbs, it's going to make it worth it in the long run. With that out of the way, and you guys know that the main goal of this is to farm, which for the first time ever, by the way, is actually a necessity in this game, is actually farming, and it doesn't feel like a chore. Let's talk about the second thing. Let's talk about the spawns, about where these enemies come from and your best way to kite them around and do things like that. Number 1, stay out of the tunnels. Around wave 4 or 5, you're going to get propanes. Stay the heck out of the tunnels. It's better to lose your walls on your base than it is to lose your tunnels, so make sure you do that. Always upgrade when you can. Tier 2 will survive 1 propane attack, so if you get lucky and there's only 1 propane in there, maybe you'll survive. Rule 3, make sure that you build an anti-lobber wall. Like I said earlier, the lobber heads one-shot even tier 3 walls once you get up high enough, and building these walls, these roofs that make them walk closer or even into the trap tunnels if you're lucky, really helps out. Even if you have the bonus materials, upgrade those as well. I'm telling you, you will get a lot farther than just trying to beat it with brute force. Those are my 3 top suggestions. Make sure you try them out. We're going to take a look at the map real quick because this video will go on forever with all the little intricacies and things that you can do differently each time. So on the map here, we're going to talk about the spawns. Basically, you can imagine it as an atlas. As you're going around and getting your blue glow to charge up the thing, always build some sort of funnel or a tunnel at the spawn points. Luckily, most of the spawns are choke points, which easily leads you to being able to trap consistently. Nothing is too bad where you don't know where they're going to spawn from, and that being the case, it makes trapping a lot easier. So on top of the 4 major corner spawns, there are 2 more spawns that are west and east of the furnace, and you have to trap those as well. Now remember when I say trap those, because I am very serious when that's all that's going to really kill anything. By the time you get to level 140, 160, the enemies have so much health that it takes so much time to do anything. It's kind of absurd. And also eventually you're going to get propane, so rocket launchers, if you want to keep your trap tunnels alive, are out of the picture. So you know the top 5 rules, what characters to play, where the spawns are, the big spawns are going to be on the map. So what else do you do? Well, basically, you play, and this is where FROSTNITE really shines. The game mode is a lot of fun. It's very tense without feeling oppressively hard, which is something that Fortnite itself has kind of had a hard time finding a balance of. Remember to always upgrade everything you possibly can because you're going to need those extra 1 or 2 hits on those walls. There's been plenty of times where every single person dies except one, and we almost lost, but the furnace had 6% health because a husk had to hit the wall twice instead of once. Remember to always upgrade. If you guys need help with any of this, please feel free to stop by my stream, come hang out, and I will guide you through it live. Remember, that's twitch.tv/roundedtiktak. If you have any other questions or need any more help, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll get to every single one of them. I hope you guys are enjoying FROSTNITE as much as me. If I missed anything, let me know. This guide can go on for a very long time, but I wanted to bring you the 2 basic things: what characters to use and where to trap. Remember to trap. Trapping is the most important thing besides actually playing. If you do not trap, you will lose, and if you stay in those trap tunnels, you're going to lose as well. If you need to hit that 45-minute mark and you're having a really hard time, like I said, come on by, I'll help you out. We have an awesome community going over there, and feel free to stop by anytime you would like. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really had fun making this video. The event itself is a lot of fun, so hopefully you guys do too. I will see you on the next one. TikTak out. Oh, he did it! Did he do it?
Wait, no, he didn't.
Taco, you did better than Chuck!